One of the most important aspects of art making for me is the concept. The concept is the reason behind the piece of artwork. It's the idea you're trying to get across. And for me, the concept is just as important as the technique, as the skills, and as any medium that you are using. Over the past few years, I have been focusing on identity in my artwork. This painting is based on a photo I took in 2020 when I was doing some self-portrait photographs for reference images in different costumes and different personas. This particular painting is a very femme version of myself, wearing a big wig. I usually have really short hair and a buzz cut, and so this was a fun way to explore the more feminine side of myself. And I wanted to explore the strength in femininity, so I'm using a lot of really bold colors here. I want the painting to be very strong and very striking, while still being very feminine and soft. The paints that I'm using for this painting are Viviva watercolors. I'm using their color sheets as well as their palette, and I really like these paints because of the vibrancy and the flow that they have. I like my watercolors to look like they're glowing, and I feel like the Viviva paints really help me get this effect. Painting a self-portrait is always interesting because it's, first of all, weird to stare at my face for so long, but it feels like a very true expression of myself because I am expressing myself through the painting, through the colors, through the patterns, through the textures that I choose to put down, and in the end it's also a representation of me. And because this is a painting of me wearing a wig all dolled up in a way that I don't normally look, it is an interesting thing to think about how authentic is this painting, how authentic is this representation of myself in terms of how I look and how I feel. The way that I express myself changes on a day-to-day basis. My hair is almost always short unless I'm wearing a wig, but the way that I dress, the way I do my makeup, and the way that I carry myself kind of fluctuates between a more masculine and a more feminine. And so doing these self-portraits is a fun way to really see what aesthetically I look like versus how I feel inside. I always say that watercolor painting is a collaboration between the painter and the water, but a really important aspect of that obviously is the type of paint used, and I would recommend these paints from Viviva. If you want to get these paints yourself, you can use the link in my bio and code KATE10 to get 10% off your purchase of these paints. Let me know what you think about this painting, and let me know any questions you have about watercolor.